You create wealth by creating value for someone other than yourself. And then I've always lived by this. I've always done this my entire life. I'm Xzavier Ramos. This is my first YouTube video ever. And I want to give you guys a little bit backstory on who I am, where I'm at now, and where I want to be. As a young kid, I've always was that person that enjoyed giving value to others. And as a kid, that was me being funny or me being friendly or having a lot of friends at a young age. And I truly enjoyed bringing other people joy. I loved making people happy around me. I loved making people better around me. And that brought me joy. And as even in elementary school, since a very young age, I was always the popular kid. And it wasn't just with the cool kids in school, it was the jocks, it was the nerds, it was anybody I ever encountered with that I had good energy with, I connected with on a deeper level from a very, very young age. It didn't matter how old they were. With that as well, I always had an entrepreneur mindset. My parents were hustlers, they wanted more for me in life, I wanted more for me in life. And they instilled that make money mindset and want more for you. And I've always had that since a very young age. For example, as a kid in elementary school, I was a kid who sold candy in the hallways. From there, I went on to sell sneakers in middle school. Ended up stopped selling sneakers because I got robbed because I was too nice. From there, I went on to cold call for an agency. I was making $250 a day and I absolutely loved it. I would get on the phones with people, and sometimes, for example, there was one time where somebody calls me, they're cursing me out in the beginning of the conversation. I end the call with them crying to me, telling me how much I thanked them. And because that was just me, I wanted to help people at all times, no matter what I was doing. From me cold calling, I also then went on to college. And then from college, I was in school, doing really good in school, made a lot of friends in college, but I kind of wanted more. And that's when I had straight A's in college. And my last semester, I dropped out and I became a realtor. In real estate, I ended up with my first year making $103,000 my first year ever doing real estate. And I think one of the main reasons why is because I was a people person. I always wanted to help people. Throughout this video, I'm gonna be going back to that because that's just who I am. After real estate, I shut everything down. After making $103,000 that first year, I shut everything down, went back down to zero, and went into the internet money space. I had a friend named Daniel Fazio who introduced me to this space, and then I found these two guys on YouTube that I really connected with. I opted into their funnel. Their names were Luke and Harvey. And immediately from the jump, we hopped on a call and I immediately connected with these two dudes. And I joined their coaching program. And after that, 26 days in, I signed my first client for $2,000. And that also was because I was a personal person and I gave value up front. Just a quick recap of how I signed my first client. I was doing a short form content agency and I reached out to this person with free short form content. And every day for an entire week, I tweeted at them a short until they answered. They finally answered and I got them on a call and they said, you know what? This is exact words this person said. I like you. I don't know if I need this right now, but I'm gonna work with you. Fast forward a couple weeks, he's paying me $2K a month and he's still my client to this day. So at this point in the video, the audio kind of cut out. So that's why I'm chiming in here just to let you guys know why it may go from one quality of audio to another quality of audio. But just wanted to say that at this point, I was explaining how I was signed my first client. Now we're going into how I ended up growth operating before I even knew what growth operating was. So it kind of times up perfectly. So I started growth operating before I even knew what growth operating was. And how that happened was I'm sitting on a plane and a beautiful girl sits right next to me. And me being the person who I am, very outgoing and flirtatious, I go to her and I look at her and I just basically start flirting. And she proceeds to tell me she's a fitness influencer with 600,000 followers. So in my mind, it immediately goes from flirtatious to, oh, this is business, let's work with her. And we ended up working together. That turned into $14,000 with a 50% rev share for a product that I built out for her. And that also goes back into me being me, a very personal person. I'm always trying to help the people around me, and a lot of times it'll help me make a lot of money by making other people a lot of money. Like I said in the beginning of this video, you create wealth by creating value for someone other than yourself. So going into a little bit else into my next segment that I want to talk about is, for me, in the beginning, starting a business is so fucking hard, bro. It is not easy at all. It's lonely. It's a lot of times, when I first started in the beginning, I felt like I was the only person in the world, and it was not a good feeling at all. I went from being the happiest person in the world, always around people, always hanging out and having a good time, to feeling by myself, like there was nobody else but me in this world. And what got me out of that was surrounding myself by people, one, who are ahead of me in where I want to be, and surrounding myself by people who have the same mindset and goals as me. I had to find people who our values aligned with. And that's what really got me out of that. It got me to a point to where I am now, and that is, like, your mindset will take you 90% of the way when it comes to business. You just need the right information. If you have the right information, you have the blueprints, they're all out there on the internet. You can either pay for them or you can find them on YouTube. But your mindset will take you 90% of the way there, and I truly believe in that 100%. Also, I want to end this on this one thing, and that is what I believe the number one quality to have in life and in business, and that is simply just being a good, genuine person and being able to connect with people on a genuine level. I truly believe, like, that's my superpower. My superpower is being able to connect with anybody and everybody. And I challenge anybody who's watching this video to take that on. Like, be outgoing, start talking to people. Do not be afraid to talk to that girl on the plane. Don't be afraid to send that outreach message and go out there giving value to others, because that is the only way you will gain wealth, is bringing value to someone other than yourself. I'm Xzavier Ramos. This is my first YouTube video I've ever done. I've done thousands for my clients and everyone else, but I was a bit scared to do this because I didn't feel like I achieved enough in life to be on video. And when you surround yourself by others who are doing big things, you get motivated and you realize business, life, it's hard, but it is very simple, and the formula is out. This is Xzavier Ramos. I'm in London right now with a bunch of like-minded people, signing out.